Hey, welcome everybody. Hope everybody's doing well today and surviving the coronavirus crisis. This is CP Cards and Dice, welcoming you to a presentation of our 1985 replay. This was started about 3 years ago when I was traveling in New York, and I would get home from watching the ball games, and late at night I started a Yankee replay. And it's been going ever since. This is game 49. We are at Milwaukee. And we're using the phone app called iScore, but it's also for any sort of iPad. And we're broadcasting from your home for tutorials and strategy and player profiles, history reviews, news, tips, tops, baseball cards, rants, unboxings, and so much more. And this is the 1985 Yankee season. I will have an update on stats and so on as we progress. Let me pull up a couple of things here very quickly. All right, so this game is in the top of the fourth inning. I'm not going to be able to have any unless I go in a different direction. Here I know what to do. Hold on a second here, trying to get the sound back up very quickly. All right, and then we're going to do. There we go. All right, that's great. And we're going to iScore. And you can see the phone app right there. And that's how I'll be keeping track of the stats using my phone. I started this on my phone because that's all I had at the time. And obviously you can't do this on a laptop. It has to be on some sort of device other than a laptop. All right, so it's Danny Darwin for the Brewers. And these cards don't come with stats. They're not the ones that come with stats. These are the old school. This is the old school 1980s Statis Pro. No bells and whistles here. We're going straight out old school against Ed Whitson. Ed Whitson is a former Padre, and he's with the Yankees in 1985. And he's going to be facing, it's Danny Darwin in the top of the fourth inning facing Willie Randolph, Don Mattingly, and Dave Winfield. So the way you play this game is you pull a card. You look in the upper left-hand corner. That's a clutch defense, which there's nobody on base, so you're not going to get that. And this is the pitcher. You look for a pitcher number against Darwin. It's a 2, so that's going to fall on Darwin's card. So this is the first time that the pitcher really ultimately drives the game. Because up to this point in, I guess, history, I think Sports Illustrated may have been, and I'm not too familiar with that game, but when this game came out, it was about having the pitcher drive the ball game. Statis Pro wasn't doing that. I'm sorry, Stratomatic wasn't doing that, and Apple wasn't doing that. This game was, I think, the first to attempt to do that. So this is going to be off the pitcher card. So obviously this is an advantage. There are fewer hits off the pitcher card than off the batter card. So it's an advantage for the pitcher here. I'm going to pull another card for a number, for a random number. That's a 63, and that's within the out range of 43 to 88. We're going to pull another card to see what kind of an out it is. It's popped up in foul territory, and Paul Molitor over. And he makes the catch for the first out. So Randolph pops up. Next is Don Mattingly. Don Mattingly had a heck of a year. And that's a BD, which is clutch batting. So we're going to skip that. It's a 7. He is a 7. So another result off the pitcher. And a 57, that's going to fall in the out range, 43 to 88. We pull to see what kind of an out it is. And he is a LP, that's lefty pull. Lefty pull hitter is going to fly out to right field. Right there is Ben Ogilvy, the right fielder. He makes the catch. That's 2 outs. And now it's Dave Winfield. Dave Winfield's 0 for 1. He's struck out. That's an 8. It's going to be off Winfield's card, so that gives the batter an advantage. A 32, and that's going to be a deep drive to left field. Back goes Yount to the track, to the wall. Gone. Dave Winfield puts the Yankees up 1-0 in the top of the 4th. Took that Danny Darwin fastball and creamed it into the left center field seats. 1-0 Yankees here in the top of the 4th with 2 outs. Next is Don Baylor, one of my favorite players of all time. That's a 7. That's going to be off Darwin. Oh, and we got to affect the pitcher reduction. That's a run. It's a hit. All right, so that's 2 down on that home run, and it's going to be off of. What did we just say? A 7 is off the pitcher card. And it's a 41, and that's going to be a straight 3. So Danny Darwin blows a fastball by Don Baylor, and that retires the side, but not before the Yanks pick up a run on the hit, the home run by, who was that, Dave Winfield. And they lead it by a score of 1-0. Go to bottom half of the 4th inning. All right, so Ernest Riles, he's the shortstop leading it off. He's a right-handed batter. I believe he's a right-handed batter. Oh, no, he's a left-handed. All right, so that's going to be a 5. That's going to be off Ed Whitson. Ed Whitson, a 23, and that's line base hit. So Whitson gets reduced by 1. And that's a single for Ernest Riles. Not really a base stealer. He's got good speed around the bases, not a base stealer. Next is Cecil Cooper. That's a 6. That's off Ed Whitson. And a 73, we're going to see what kind of out that's going to be. It's a G6A, which is going to be potentially an error, but no error. So it's going to be grounded to short in the hole. Long throw to first in time. Runner advances to second. So it's 6-3. And that's out number 1. Robin Yount is next. Pull a card. A PBS 12. That's going to be off Yount. And it's a 46 off Yount, and that's going to be an out range. He's an RP, but it's popped up foul. The catcher, Weininger, throws his mask away. Under it. Makes the catch. Ted Simmons next. And here's the pitch to Ted Simmons. That's off Ed Whitson. Off Ed Whitson, a 73. That's going to be a 46 to 88 out. Kind of an out. It's a ground ball in front of the plate. And it's going to be played by Weininger. Fires to first. And that retires the side. 2-3. And that's one play that seems to come up a little bit too often. You may get 2 or 3 grounders to the catcher in the game. So that's one of the things that that really stand out about this game, and that has to be adjusted. And I knew the new advanced version that you can find nowadays has that correction. There's not as many grounders to the catcher. I sometimes just play it as a grounder to the pitcher. In that case, I haven't seen it yet today, so I played it as a grounder to the catcher. It's still okay. I'm okay with that. All right, so it's top of the fifth, and stepping into the box is the left-hand hitting Dan Pasqua. He's facing Danny Darwin. It's 1-0 Yankees. I'm going to pull a card. That's an 11. That's going to be off Pasqua, and a 45er is a strikeout. Pasqua chases the curveball. Butch Weiniger next. That's an 8. Still, it's only 2-7 off the pitcher, so the 8 is too high. I'm going to pull another card, a 51, and that's going to be an out. He's an SN. What kind of an out is that? That's a fly ball center field, straightaway center field. Rick Manning. He's there. 2 outs, and it's Bobby Meacham. Meacham grounded out. And here's the pitch to Meacham. That's a 7. That's a 2, so that's definitely going to be off the pitcher, Danny Darwin. And it's an 84. That's an easy out. And an 84 is what kind of an out? He's a SN, and an SN pops it up in foul ground. Moore under it, makes the catch, and that retires the side. All right, it's Ben Ogilvy leading it off. Ben Ogilvy, left-handed hitter. All right, here's the pitch to Ben Ogilvy, and that's a 6. 6 is off Ed Whitson's card. An 85 is an easy out for somebody. He's an LN, and the LN says it's a deep fly ball. Back goes Winfield. Under it, makes the catch. 1 away. Jim Gantner, another lefty hitter. He's a second baseman today. Here goes. It's a 4. That's going to be off of a 4 is going to be off the pitcher card. We're going to pull a 36 off the pitcher card, and that's going to be a strikeout. Hold on a second. It's going to be a strikeout. And that's 2 outs. Charlie Moore, that's a 3. That's going to be off Ed Whitson. And a 61, that's an easy out. He's an RN, and that's a comebacker handled by Whitson over to first, and that retires the side. And I believe that was Charlie Moore. Yep, Charlie Moore made that out. All right, so we go to the top of the 6th. One more inning, and then we're going to have to switch the we're going to have to actually shuffle up the cards. So that's where we're at right now in the top of the 6th inning. I want to give you a little bit of Statis Pro, show you what I'm doing here today. Just wanted to come back to the game a little bit. Haven't been there in a while. Let me do one more inning before I go. And it's going to be Mike Pagliarulo against Danny Darwin. Here's the pitch. It's a 5 off Darwin. 17, and that's going to be line base hit. So Pagliarulo singles. And he was a 9th place batter. And we go back. We start off at the top again with Ricky Henderson. It's a 4. That's off Darwin. 8. That looks like a 62. And that's going to be some sort of out. He's an RP. And RP tells me that's lined, and shouldn't be an error on the line out, because usually you either catch it or you don't. It's going to be lined and caught by the third baseman. So 1 out. Willie Randolph is next. Willie Randolph is 1 for 2. He's doubled and flied out. That's a 6 again off Darwin. And it's a 45. It says some sort of an out. Randolph's is an RN, and that's popped up behind the plate. Again, there's a lot of action to the catcher in Statis Pro Classic. This is the classic cards from the 80s, from 1980. I guess they came out with it in 86. 2 outs, and it's Don Mattingly. That's an 8, so that's off Mattingly's card. And a 55 is an out. He's an LP. LP is a grounder to second. That's Jim Gatner with it. Scoops it, whips it at first. Cecil Cooper. And that retires side. All right, so Rick Manning is next. He's leading it off. He's the 9th place batter. That's a 6. That's going to be off Whitson. And a 45 off Whitson is a wild pitch, so there's nobody on base. Going to pull that again. It's a 10. Now it's off Manning. It's a 37 off Manning, and that's an out. LN. That's pop foul on the right side. Second baseman Willie Randolph near the fence, and he makes the catch. Top of the order. Here in the bottom of the 6th. After this, we got a shuffle. Paul Molitor, that's a 5. So that's going to be off Whitson, a 31, and that's strike 3. 2 outs. Pretty good. This is a pitcher's duel, something it's 1-0 Yankees, something that you don't get very often. And that's an 11. That's going to be off Ernest Rao's card. A 35 is a ball that's pulled down the line into the right field corner after it is Winfield, scoots away from him. And around second is Rouse. He's going to try for 3. And here's the relay from Randolph. Not in time. 2-out triple for Ernest Riles here in the bottom of the 6th inning. So the Brewers have the tying run 90 feet away for Cecil Cooper. Cecil Cooper's a left-handed hitter. Pretty decent hitter. And Ed Whitson pitched to Cecil Cooper is a 7. So that's off Cecil Cooper. And a 5th is 16. And that ball, that was 1 down there. And that's lined, base hit, and the game is tied. Cecil Cooper comes up huge in the clutch with 2-out single, driving in Ernest Riles from third base after that 2-out triple. And the game is tied. And that's going to be bringing that's a hit and an RBI. So that's pitcher reduction. That's how you keep track of when you got to pull your pitcher, which I really like. You don't have to worry or think about it. So with a runner on first now, it's going to be Robin Yount. Bottom of the 6th, 2 outs, 1-1. That's a 10. That's off Yount's card. And an 88. Now this is a righty versus a righty. So an 88 is an out for sure. I'm using the splits. There's a split modifier. Kind of an out. He's an RP, and it's grounded to first. Goes the other way. Bounces it to the first baseman, Mattingly, who takes it, handles it himself, and that retires the side. But the game's tied at 1 apiece. So we go into the top of the 7th inning. I'm doing a quick shuffle job here, just to get the results. You got to shuffle every 3 innings. That's the rule of Statis Pro. You shuffle every 3 innings. All right, so I'm pretty much done shuffling. I'm going to cut them now a little bit. And it's going to be the top of the 7th, Danny Darwin versus Dave Winfield. I'm going to have to take care of a couple things. I will be right back. I'm still working, believe it or not. And I'm having some interruptions, so I'm going to have to check it out. I will be back.